Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Unfortunately, a common theme here on the channel for the past several years of Call of Duty that is constantly being brought up as a complaint is the servers, is Call of Duty's connection. It's no secret that the Warzone servers, and just in general, even for multiplayer and whatnot as well, the Call of Duty servers just don't seem to be up to standard. When you compare other games of this size, keep in mind, Call of Duty being one of the biggest FPS titles in the entire world, arguably the biggest FPS franchise, probably up there with Counter-Strike, you compare it to other giant games in the scene, and it's just like those games don't seem to have the same consistent issues year over year over year over year. And it seems like a bold statement, but honestly, I'm pretty confident in it. I don't know if the Warzone servers in particular have ever been as unreliable as they are right now. I don't know if it's necessarily just flat out as bad as they've ever been. There are some instances in COD's history, especially Warzone's history, dating back to Warzone 1, where there's been a lot of server issues, but it seems like as of late, the past 2 weeks or so, especially since we saw the Season 3 Reloaded update drop, excuse me, the Season 3 Can't Reload It update dropped, the servers have just been brutal, and it's a handful of things that are happening in specific that I wanted to bring some attention to today. Hopefully we can get some eyes on this video from the correct sources that ideally we can have a positive impact on the game because of this. If you want to do me a favor and help share the video around, to drop a like on it, it really does help grow the channel. Also, if you're new here, you want to guarantee that every single day you're up to date with everything going on in COD. Ideally, one of these days we can be talking about how there are some major server improvements because they're long overdue. But if you do want to stay up to date, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on those post notifications. But admittedly, this wasn't the video I was planning on making today. I was hoping that by now we'd have the 1.44 title update going out that would address obviously the major reloading issues going on, the interaction issues going on, and some other patch notes and changes in there too. As of right now, though, this is still a pending update. Maybe tomorrow, maybe Thursday, really only time is gonna tell. We know it's on the way, it's just a matter of when. But in the meantime, while yes, obviously the majority of the complaints post Season 3 Can't Reload It have been in regards to the reloading issue being so drastic, to the interaction issues being so problematic, the server issues have also been brutal and a lot more noticeable. I've seen countless reports from you guys in the comments over on Twitter and various different threads on Reddit and whatnot of players' games just constantly disconnecting out. Some are hard crashing because of it. Some are just straight up getting like the, hey, you've been disconnected from the servers momentarily, then you have to retry or you have to restart and then you're good to go. But it's like after, for some players, every single game, you'll end up hard crashing out or you'll end up having that server disconnect. Other players, it's like pretty consistently every 3 games, you end up getting the same thing, which is obviously a big problem when it's repeatedly happening. You get the one-off, okay, hey, this game ended, my server crashed, it's whatever, it is what it is, like that happens. If it's happening, hey, I jumped on for 2 hours, after game 3 it did it, after game 6 it did it, after game 9 it did it, then yes, it's a repeated issue that 110% needs to be addressed. And like I said, this is a common complaint that I've seen. Personally, haven't seen this as much myself as opposed to the issue I'm about to talk about here in just a moment, but I have gotten hundreds of comments, I would say at this point, of people basically saying the same thing. Hey, every game I'm getting disconnected, every game I'm seeing, or every like 3 games or so, I'm seeing this disconnect or I'm seeing this hard crash related to the servers. Any update on this? And unfortunately, there's just no communication on that. And that's also a common theme leading into the next issue as well, one that personally I've been experiencing a ton of, and that is the major uptick in server packet loss and packet bursting. I have seen by far the most comments and most complaints on this. You look on the Warzone Reddit, you're going to see multiple threads of this talking about how the packet loss, especially as of late, seems to be so noticeable and so frequent as well. And it seems like it's very common amongst certain data centers. You may recall that recently Call of Duty put out that whole super detailed PDF about their matchmaking system and how ping factors into it. We broke that down in a video specifically, and with it they mentioned that, hey, yeah, you're going to be connecting to specific data centers. We've got a certain amount of data centers in the US or in North America. We've got certain ones over in Europe or in Asia or wherever else, right? And I play with pretty much my whole squad on the East Coast. I'm in Colorado. I bite the bullet and have the higher ping for their hosts just because when 3 of them are on the East Coast and I'm the one in the Midwest, right? Clearly, it's just more advantageous for the majority of the party to have the better connection. But it seems like every time we connect to, let's say, a specific Florida data center or a specific Chicago data center, every game it's like, okay, hey, I'm on 32% packet loss. You're on 11% packet loss. You're on 19% packet loss. And it is incredibly consistent. We change hosts. We go to a different data center. Maybe this is a New York data center and the game is okay. And then we go back, maybe someone gets off, we're back on the original host, back onto a Florida data center or an Atlanta data center or something like that. Packet loss. It seems almost as if certain specific data centers or connections or servers are experiencing this as a consistent issue during certain times of the day, whether it's like 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. every time or whatever the case is. It seems incredibly consistent and thus incredibly frustrating. And well, this is not the first time we've had major server disconnect issues or crashing issues in relation to those servers, or issues with packet burst and packet loss consistently happening when you're connecting on a specific host. There has been basically no communication on this whatsoever. COD Updates has not posted anything. If you look on the Trello boards, the Modern Warfare 3 and multiplayer ran Trello board has no mentions of any server issues on the global issues, the multiplayer stuff, zombies, anything like that. Nothing to be found there. On the Warzone Trello, the only thing that is mentioned here whatsoever about servers and crashing and stability stuff is a note from, not as of late, but instead December 9th, 2022. In regards to Warzone 2, it's been a note that has been ongoing. Hey, we're aware of crashing and stability reports. You can submit a crash report to help us resolve issues there. That's not even in direct correlation to the servers though. That's just general stability and crashing. There's been no mention, no acknowledgement of this, and as I said at the start of the video, this is far from the first time that I've talked about servers in Call of Duty being extremely underwhelming and sometimes downright embarrassing. But there's never been any communication or any response to it. Every single year we talk about, hey, maybe the servers will get upgraded this year, we'll have better tick rates, the connections will feel smoother, and every year it's not the case. And then we have situations like this where for whatever reason one specific title update goes out, and in addition to breaking core functions of the game like reloading, there's also a severe uptick in server related issues as well, just dwindling down the experience for the vast majority of players even more. It is a lose-lose situation in that case, and really, like, seriously hope of all server related problems that we've seen over the years with little acknowledgement, this is one that absolutely needs to be addressed. You know, maybe in the 1.44 update, yeah, we see, hey, we've addressed certain server instability and packet loss. We really haven't seen much of that in the past. It's the very generic addressed server crashing and stability, updates and stuff like that. But recognizing some of the specific issues going on right now, I feel like should be prioritized a lot, alongside obviously the must fix for the reloading and the interaction going on as well. But yeah, we're to a point now where these server issues are pretty extreme, unfortunately, and I'm really hoping we see some acknowledgement, some fix put out soon, because it's very rough right now, and I'm sure many of you can attest to that statement. But that being said, it's gonna wrap things up for this little rant, I guess. Maybe you could consider this that. Regardless, did want to shine some light on this pretty drastic issue here that's been, rising in, severity over the past couple of weeks, it seems. If you enjoyed the video, you want to help share it around, do me a favor, drop a like on it. And if you're new here, be sure to hit that subscribe button on your way out so you can guarantee you are always up to date with everything going on in COD. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you later. Peace out.